Hey, Brennan here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Well, today my podcast co-host Jason DiRienzo and we are going to take a look at the 2026 running back class, right? All you guys playing Dynasty out there, we just got done the 2025 drafts. Right now we are looking forward to the 2026 class. We've already broken down the quarterbacks. Today we're doing running backs. In a week or two, we are going to be dropping our wide receiver show. So if you want to get a sneak peek of what the top 10 running backs look like in the 2026 rookie drafts, stay tuned, man. It's going to be a great show. We're going to do what? We're going to discuss a little bit about each of these players, not get in depth. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be really doing film breakdowns, rookie reports, all sorts of good stuff on the 2026 class and even the 2027 class as well. So again, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the show.
Absolutely.
All right, Jason, let's talk about the 2026 running back class. All right. I feel like there's two guys kind of at the top, maybe tier one prospects. And I'm sure we're going to start like we did last week. We're going to start with our number 10 and work our way to number 1. And then I think it's the wild, wild west. Like I said, I think there's going to be everything's going to change. So these top 10 lists, I'm just going to preface it that these are our early summer scouting kind of ranks. Things are going to change. And actually, I have a list of 3 or 4 players after our top 10 that I'm going to just throw out there that actually could emerge into the top 10, just in case.
I like it. Yeah.
The viewers who are listening or watching on YouTube, if they're like, "Oh, where's my favorite player? Yeah, I think he should be in the list." They're not far behind. But summer scouting season has just begun, so we're really going to be getting a lot of eyes on these players. All right. I'm going to kick us off and I'm going to start with my number 10 player. And I'm going to go with Mr. Kaytron Allen, 5'11", 220 pounds. Last year, he ran for 761 yards, 7 TDs, averaging 4.5 yards a carry. His elusive rating was pretty terrible. 51.3. His yards after contact per attempt was 2.8. So again, just looking at the PFF stats, my son, as you know, goes to Penn State. I've watched all the games. And I watch him play as a one-cut runner, short yardage specialist, I think, runs with good power and contact balance. But he's at my number 10. I just can't get excited about Kaytron Allen. I think he's just a dime a dozen out there, a bigger back, 5'11", 220, kind of the same size a lot of the backs went this year in the draft. But I think he just lacks that elusiveness. He's a kind of a one-cut north-south runner, and the top-end speed just isn't there. So that's why I have him here. I was kind of pleasantly surprised that he came back for his senior year, but I think the whole crew came back, Aller, Singleton. I think they're actually really trying. I could see them maybe having a beer together, being like, "Are you coming back? Are you coming back? Yeah, I'm coming back. Come on, let's go." Right. And actually try and win a championship. So I got Kaytron Allen at number 10. You got it, number 10, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, number 10 for me, and I was kind of surprised by this, but the more I watch the film, I'm like, you know what, there might be something with this guy if he has a lead role. And I'm going to go with Jam Miller, Alabama running back, who should be the lead back this upcoming season. They seem really excited about him. And when I pop the film back on, I do have some issues with his vision, but I'll tell you what, the explosiveness, the lateral agility, the big playability, the quick, decisive decisions to just hit the gap and commit and take off. I like some of the contact balance I saw. I think Jim Miller could have finally a great season. He had that one down year where he had, was dealing, or he got injured and we didn't know what to expect from him. Came back last year, had just over 600 yards rushing. I think there's some receiving upside with him, but that explosiveness, man, I can't get over the fact that he could be that big playmaker for Alabama that we just don't expect, and he just kind of pops off. So I got Jim Miller at 10.
Yeah, the reason I'm smirking here is because after my number 10 on my list, number 11 is Jam Miller. And I actually was back and forth between, Kaytron Allen and Jam Miller. And I said to myself, it's early. Who knows what's going to, with another whole year of film.
Okay.
But I see what you're
Rank's
saying.
Gonna be kind of funny here. Yeah.
He's going to be the guy this year. And
yeah.
So he's going to have a great opportunity if, in fact, they want to maybe give him a little lead role with that and not rotate back so much like they seem to have done, kind of taking the flavor. I can see why Justice Haynes left, right? Because I think he wants that full bell cow opportunity. Number 9.
He'll get it in Michigan too, so.
I believe he will. Number 9 for me is Le'Veon Moss. Now, this is a risk pick here, but I'll tell you, I watched the film before he got hurt in that South Carolina game. And he averaged 4.5 yards a carry. I'm sorry, 6.3 yards a carry before he got hurt, 765 yards. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds. Just going to throw out some fun stats here. Excuse me. Had 10 receptions, so he didn't really get the ball out of the backfield much. Elusive rating 94 yards after contact, better, one of the better ones in the class at 4.4. He had 2 fumbles, so he's got to hold on to the ball. But man, he is a no nonsense downhill runner, and I think he has some really good speed. He had some breakaway runs, and he looked like he was taking over that Texas A&M backfield. Now it's a risk putting someone here in the top 10, but I'm going to assume that his knee injury that he suffered is a full recovery, just kind of like probably CJ Baxter or anybody coming off an injury. But I think he's got some flexible hips, sweet feet, runs a little bit upright and can bounce outside at times. But I really like Le'Veon Moss, the film that I watched before he got hurt. I would imagine where we would be in a discussion if he hadn't gotten hurt and he continued for
Yeah.
the rest of the season, he'd be well over 1,000 yards and probably 15, 20 receptions as well. So I got Le'Veon Moss at number 9.
Interesting. I have Moss. He's not in my top 10, but I got him at 11. And my number 9 is Kaytron Allen. I mean, a lot of the
Mm,
stuff that you said, I feel like that lack of explosiveness is going to limit him. I mean, I think it was Kenneth Grant, the Michigan defensive tackle that ran him down, and Grant's like 340 pounds. Like there's a limitation and a cap ceiling to Allen. So I think
mhm.
he could just be that solid guy that probably goes in the mid rounds, maybe later, something like that. So, and that's kind of what we're talking about with how many running backs we possibly get on our dynasty rosters when we're talking about this back end of 10. So, Alan, I think you talked about perfectly. It's just I am concerned about the capped athleticism.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing special about his game, right? So
Yeah.
he'll make a
Yeah.
roster and he'll be a part of a committee and help out when need be, but I don't think he's ever going to get a bell cow role. I didn't say this
I
at the
agree.
beginning of the show, but I should have. You and I have not looked at our list. We have not
Oh,
shared this, so
that's why I'm like,
this is
whoa,
the way we
okay.
like to do it here because it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So number 8 is probably going to surprise a lot of people, and I've got Darius Taylor down here at number 8. And the reason I say that is because I think a lot of people are a lot higher on him. This dude had 50 receptions out of the backfield for 332 yards, 2 TDs, at 874 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. So his pass catching ability and his versatility, I think, is really what people are excited about him. The Devy community gets excited about players, running backs who catch the ball out of the backfield. And we should, right? We want those PPR
Right.
points in Dynasty. So it's certainly understandable. With that said, I'm kind of going to lean on the film and look at the interior navigation of how a player plays. I think he's another north-south runner. And I just cut up 3 all 22 films for the big board subscribers and put them out there. And I just didn't see a guy who had a lot of lateral agility and explosion. And sweet feet is something that I look for. It looked a little bit more north and south as a runner, kind of like what I said about Kaytron Allen. And I thought his vision at times was inconsistent. Let's say I didn't see someone who felt that he was navigating and knew where he was going all the time. And his physicality was good, but it didn't blow me away. He is 6'2", 215, so he does have that size, at least over 210 pounds. But I'm just not higher on Darius Taylor as some people. So I got him at number 8.
I can help you out with this. When we did our keep trade cut episode last week, and I said I was
Mhm.
going to keep Taylor, and you kind of questioned it, I went back, watched the film a lot. I agree with you. I don't even have him in my top 10 after like really breaking it down. I
Mhm.
think you're onto something with him. I think he's just a solid, good college back, but I'm a bit concerned with the vision and the capped athletic upside, especially the long speed in the second level. But my number 8 guy is kind of surprising to me, but as I watched the film, I was blown away, and I think this could be a very special player if he continues to develop. And that's gonna be Dante Dowdell. He's going to Kentucky, transferred out, and he's going to be the starter at Kentucky. And as I watched the film, man, this is a big, explosive running back, mean running back, lowers his pads, just delivers blows to anybody that's in front of him. But he just explodes at the backfield. Talk about a guy who commits to a gap. I mean, he's instantaneously through the gap into the second level, and who's ever in his way, good luck to you. And I think he's got some pass catching upside at the same time. I want him to improve his vision a little bit, but for his size, he's listed at 6'2", 225. I mean, he looks like he runs in the low 4.4s at that size. And I like the explosion. I think there's a ton of upside with him. And I am so excited to see him as the starter for Kentucky. So I have him at number 8.
Interesting. He's not even in my top 12 or 13. So
Wow.
I
Yeah.
love
I
it.
was
I mean,
blown away by the film.
I have to go watch. I might have a name on here that's similar to that for you. I'm not sure.
I love it. That's why we're
That's why
doing
I'm
this. Let's
so
do it.
excited. So at number 7, I have Jonah Coleman. Last year, 1,000-yard rusher at Washington. played 2 years at Arizona. Got a cool stat here that I found after watching his film and doing a little research. After his 2 seasons at Arizona and one with Washington, he posted a 95.4 career PFF rushing grade, tied for fifth among FBS backs in that span. So he's been certainly productive. 22 balls out of the backfield too. Great yards after contact, which you'd love to see. 4.39, but he's a bowling ball, man. 5'9", 229 pounds. I love the way he
Mhm.
plays low to the ground with his pads. And I think he's got some sweet feet meter, man, with that
Yes,
size
he
and a
does.
good
Yes, he
you know,
does.
elusiveness. And here's another stat that I found really interesting. The dude has not fumbled the ball in 3 years. He's not put
Mhm.
the ball on the ground for 3 years, which I think is pretty impressive. So
I think so
doesn't have the
too.
top
Yeah.
end speed, but he's a trench winner. He's the guy that is
Think
going
he is though. Like, I'm not
to.
expecting that from a guy of his size.
I know, but he just, but his lateral agility, given that size and frame, and he does have a
Oh,
little
it's impressive.
pop and burst to his game, and he's not afraid to take on contact. And I love physicality.
Oh.
So number 7 for me for Jonah Coleman.
Yeah, I got Coleman a little bit higher, so everything you said, I am
Ooh,
right there with you, man.
all right, I
I
like it.
fell in love with the film a bit. All right, so what am I at? Number 7, I have,
7.
Quentin Joyner. Yeah,
Okay.
going over to Texas Tech from USC, and, this is somebody that you and I have been talking about for a while. I know he's one of your favorites, and I'll tell you what, you give him a lead role, which he has not had, with that athletic upside, the explosiveness. I mean, he's a quick, twitchy athlete, seems pretty decisive, but we just have a limited sample size. But every time I've seen him in a role where USC has asked him to kind of, be the guy and take on a bigger role helping out Woody Marks, I liked what I saw. So I'm thinking, man, put this kid in a lead role, let him continue to develop, gain confidence. He's got good size, but man, he's a big time playmaker as well. You do not want to allow this kid to get into the second level. You will not be able to catch him. So Quentin Joyner, to me, I'm pretty excited about what he could be. I just want to make sure that that development continues and he gets a little bit more smarter with what he sees. But that also comes with the experience, which he has not
Experience.
had the chance to have.
Yeah, this is his time to shine. He's my number
Yep.
6, so we're gonna roll right into that.
All right.
Um, he has an elusive rating at 153.9 out of my top 10. That's number 2 in this list, as well as yards after contact 4.5. So, given that limited opportunity that he had, he showcased some base skills that we're looking for. But I think he's got that track speed too. He's
Yeah.
got that ability. He was in track in high school as well. So I like that. So I'm not going to really waste a lot more time. So we
I
are
don't blame you.
where for you? We are number 5 right
Number
now. You,
6, I think.
oh, that's my I went
One,
first, right? So
two,
you're
three,
number 6. Yep,
four.
you're
Yeah,
number 6.
number 6. Yeah, my number 6 is going to be Justice Haynes, going over to Michigan from Alabama. I like the fact that he's finally going to get that lead role. I like the fact that we're finally going to see his skill set on full display. It was kind of hard to get a good read on what he is in college, but you see the translatable traits. Like you see the gap assignments that he is able to identify and hit the hole, and commit to it. I like some of the lateral fluid movements that he has, the athletic upside of the speed, with the quick twitchiness. I want to see a little bit more of that. It was kind of limited based on the Alabama film, but the pass catching upside I think is tremendous. So you put him in a role at Michigan where they really like to, put out a running back that they can depend on. I think Justice Haynes, give him a couple games, let him get some confidence, let him get some momentum. I think he could really solidify himself as maybe even a top 5 running back in this class.
I like it. I got him a little higher than number
Nice.
6. So we're on number 5, right? That comes
Number
before
5.
6, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure. Okay. So this is a guy I'm interested in to see if he is on your list or not. And if it
Okay.
is, you like him more than me, and you might not even have him on your list. And that's Bryson Washington. All right. Six
Don't.
foot 200.
No,
Do you have him on your list at all?
I don't.
No, that's
I have
okay.
my concerns about him.
Do
Yeah, go
you?
ahead.
I don't know. I think his contact balance is off the charts. I really like what I saw watching him, and he had some vertical plays down the field. 21 receptions, 210
Yeah.
yards. 6 foot 203 pounds. He's got to add a little weight. Apparently, he's added 10 pounds this off season, but he rushed for over 1,000 yards as a true sophomore. 12 TDs, averaging 5.9 yards a carry. But I think he's got big play, potential. My only concern is his durability. He's
Mhm.
been nicked up at times, so he's got to stay healthy. But in a class after the top 2, I think we're probably the top 2 are going to be similar for us. Bryson
Yeah.
Washington, I'm excited to watch him this season. He's somebody that I am interested in. I'll tell you, you just watch the contact balance and you watch how many plays that guys bounce off his lower half and he continues to churn out yards and he's got the speed. He won some really good races down the field. So I'm interested. What didn't you like about him?
He looks more like a receiver playing running back to me. Like, I think it's the upright run style. I don't think there's a lot of explosion with that initial burst. I think he needs
Hmm.
momentum to get up to speed. I agree with you, the contact balance. I was highly impressed with his pass catching ability, more so I was with his natural run style and running ability. I mean,
Hmm.
as a pass catcher, he made some really good concentration catches, one along the sideline with both feet
Right.
in, just looked more natural as a receiver than a runner to me.
Hmm. Okay, cool.
Which
You
could
got it
be
number.
highly beneficial for him at the next
We're
level,
gonna
so you never
see.
know.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, yep.
Number five. Who you got for number five?
Number 5, I got CJ Baxter. This is a pure projection because we haven't really gotten the chance to see him in a full role. Wisner looked really good at Texas, filling in for CJ Baxter. But I'll tell you what, I'm still banking on the skill set that I saw coming out of high school, and I know that's something that you got to be careful of doing. But man, I think he is just a tremendously gifted running back, and that pass catching upside. I think he has a receiver background. I'm just really excited to see what he could do as a full-time player who's fully healthy, and I think Baxter can be special in that Texas backfield. So this is a pure projection, and this is also a guy that because I believe in the skill set, I don't want to miss out on putting him outside my top 5 because of that.
Yeah, I don't have him in my top 10. I don't.
I don't
I think
blame you. I totally
he
understand that.
well, no, he did. I mean, listen, I got Le'Veon Moss who has a knee injury too. This guy like tore two tendons in his knees. I mean, not just one, but two. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I watched him as a freshman and I liked what I saw, but he didn't blow me
yeah, I
away.
liked what
So
I saw too.
at this point, so I'm gonna just have to I'm gonna wait on him to see
Yeah,
now
I
he
respect it.
so here we are. So number four for me, Makai Hughes. Okay. Really excited about his play last year. 1,300 yards, 15 TDs, average 5.4 yards a carry, 17 receptions out of the backfield. I think he has excellent balance, good agility, good trench navigator, sees the field well. And he's a home run hitter and as well as a goal line
Yeah,
option. So this seems to be the sweet spot size for a back that's not too big and bulky, but he's got a little bit of explosion. But this guy has been super productive for 2 years. Here's another little nugget that I found that I wanted to share as a stat. He posted 1,982 rushing yards after contact across his first two seasons at Toledo. Only that's where he was, right? Toledo. Um, only
Tulane.
Ashton I'm sorry, Tulane. All right, I always get those two mixed up.
Yep,
Tulane.
that's okay.
Only Ashton Genty and Omarion Hampton recorded more in that span. I mean, so that's how
Wow.
productive this guy's been durable. And now he finds himself in a great situation. And I think
Yeah,
he
he
is going
does.
to get fed the rock a ton. And I am thinking his draft stock has nowhere really to go but up with his upcoming opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I got him a bit higher, so I don't disagree with any of that either.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about him. My number 4 is gonna be Jonah Coleman, and with a lot of the stuff you've already talked about, I was concerned about the size. I was like, let me look at it from a different lens, and I started watching. I'll tell you what, you gotta take it into account the kid, how big he is, but I love
Hmm.
the physicality. I
Oh
love how
yeah,
angry he runs, but I love
absolutely.
the footwork for his size. I mean, we got excited about Damian Martinez for some of the same reasons. I think he's a little bit more explosive than Damian Martinez
Oh
in a
yeah,
sense, because I
yeah.
think there's fluidity and the synergy between what he sees and how he reacts to it, and it's so instantaneous. Looking at some of his background, he came from an area where there was a lot of gangs, so he had to overcome a lot of adversity growing up, and he puts that into his game, and he takes that passion of football, and I really like Jonah Coleman, so he is my number 4.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He really is
He
fun.
is, yeah.
Number 3 for me is Justice Haynes. You talked to him a little bit
Nice.
earlier. I think
Yep.
he's got a great opportunity in Michigan. Watching
Yeah.
his film, he looks like an Alabama running back, runs physical, low to the ground, good accelerator. He makes guys miss. I think he's going to get the bell cow role that he's been yearning for. He just doesn't have that top end speed. But again, I think he has a great opportunity in Michigan, and
Yeah, I
I
do
love
too.
his game, and I think he's just got the physicality that's required to play the game. So I'm excited to see what he can do with a full role, excuse me, at Michigan. So he's my number 3 back right now.
Nice. Yeah, my number 3 is gonna be Mekhi Hughes. I think you talked about him, pretty good in depth. I just think that, man, he is so explosive, and I love
Hmm.
the pad level. Like, even at the on right in the red zone, if he's at the goal line, he lowers his pads. He's not scared to take on contact. He will get fully square with his shoulders and plow right through the middle, and he's instantaneous too. Like, once he hits the burners, he is gone. And I love the footwork. Like, he doesn't lose speed when he's changing direction. So going to a system like Oregon, he is absolutely going to raise his draft stock.
Yeah, he's going to be a fun player to
Yeah.
watch without a doubt. Number 2 comes in Jeremiah Love. Now, I know he is the RB1 for the majority of 99.9% of the people out in the world, but for me, I'm going to be the 0.1%. And I'm going to, or maybe just, yeah, 0.1%. And I don't know. We just did an all 22 film breakdown and we liked what we saw. He has the acceleration. He's got that breakaway speed. He's that true athletic player. He had 39 snaps as a slot receiver and 18 out wide throughout his career. It's another little nugget. I'm sorry, this past season, which I thought was interesting. So his versatility, just not playing running back, but being put out in some sort of route concept, I thought was very interesting. We just did the all 22 film breakdowns as well. So if you're a big board subscriber, you can expect to see them in your inbox any day. And the things that we saw on film that had me just a little bit concerned is he runs high. Sometimes he has a lack of patience. We were talking about this, the jump step that he has and bounces outside a bit. Hey, I love the talent. He's going to be one of the top backs in the class. I'm just not sure I'm ready to appoint him as the undisputed RB1 of the 2026 class. Like this time last year, I don't know if Genty was that at this point. Pretty close. I think people were going into the summer season last year thinking Genty was the cream of the crop. But I think there's a lot of football left to be played before I can anoint him. But I got him at number 2. Great player.
Yeah, I like it. And my number 2, I'm pretty sure you're going to talk about here shortly, and that is going to be Nick Singleton, Penn State running back.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, he took a huge leap last year. Like, I saw a lot more decisiveness from him. I saw a lot more explosion between the gaps. Once he gets in the second level, I saw him hit that second gear, which is great to see. If with a back of his size, he's going to do great during the NFL draft process. I can already tell. I think the combines can be very helpful for him as well. But I'll tell you what. I like the fact that Penn State has Katron Allen. They're not gonna, take all the meat off the bone
Beat
with
him at the.
Singleton, but he has developed into a very, very good running back, and I love the power. I love the tenacity that he brings with his running style. So I have Nick Singleton as my number 2.
Yeah, he definitely had 35 receptions last year, which was, I believe, a career high. His elusive rating was
Yeah.
60. I think that's bullshit. All right.
That's crazy.
Well,
Maybe
it's
the year
crazy.
prior,
Maybe,
but
but
not
no, it's
this.
2025. I mean, we talk about these PFF stats, right? It's out
Yeah.
there. It's information for us to use and glean from. Jeremiah Love by far had the
Wow.
best elusive rating in the class of 212. And I just find it when you watch the all 22 film, did you see a 212 elusive rating going on?
Uh, Maybe in that Texas A&M game.
Yeah.
Maybe in the
Um,
I mean, just a couple of times, maybe it has to do I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
can
It's
see in the second
whatever
level,
the case.
but yeah, that's crazy. That was actually what I was really impressed with Singleton with the step he took in that area last year.
Me too. So, but in any case, yeah, so
Huh.
Nicholas Singleton is my RB1 right now. Still, I think it was a great decision coming back with that crowded class in 2025. He comes back and will most likely battle Singleton, Love, and most likely Mekhi Hughes for the RB1 of the class. But I think you said it pretty well with Nick Singleton. I don't really have to go through much. He's a versatile player as well. He's plays on special teams too. So I think that's going to be another
Shoot.
feather in his cap for the NFL. But physicality, I really like in his game too. He really lays the lumber on players.
Absolutely. Yeah, and my number one's gonna be Jeremiah Love. I kind of like the fact that Marcus Freeman is gonna be rotating the backs between Jadarian Price and Nice Williams with Jeremiah Love. So, he doesn't have to feel like all the rubber's coming off the wheels at that point going to the next level. As a matter of fact, Marcus Freeman does that on purpose to make sure that they are ready for the NFL, and I love that about him. But I'll tell you what, I want to see a little bit more from the vision of Love. That's the part where
Hmm.
I'm not too convinced that he sees things quickly enough. But I also know that defenses did not respect Riley Leonard enough for his downfield threat. So if you just have to stack the box and stop Leonard and Love, you're stopping Notre Dame. So hopefully CJ Carr with his downfield threat can change that for Love a bit.
And I think that's going to be the same playbook playing Notre Dame this year. They're going to be
Yeah,
stacking the box, baby. So he's going to have his
yeah,
work cut out for him. So, all right. So
absolutely.
there you guys got it. That was that. There are top 10. Great. We had one name each that wasn't in each other's top 10. So you got some
That's
extra names.
fantastic.
And
Yeah,
some other names that were just outside my top 10 that you're maybe thinking about, and some players I'm just going to rattle them off before we let the good people go here. Jamal Haynes from Georgia Tech, kind of exciting, fun player. Jay Knott,
mhm,
you and I, we've never really liked, even when he busted out
yeah,
as a freshman. We weren't really
yeah.
great, fun. And Jaheim White is an interesting player at West Virginia. Some players that I was watching as I was preparing this top 10 list, some guys that might really pop up in the upcoming 2025 season. So I hope you guys enjoyed that show. We're going to be doing wide receivers next. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed it.